Hi, Darren Hall here from bettingsystemnotes.com. I'm delighted to bring you the first live video preview of our fantastic new software, MarketMatcher. MarketMatcher is a piece of software which we've just added onto the bettingsystemnotes.com site, and I think it's going to revolutionise the way that people trade football matches on Betfair. The software appeared out of requests that we had from a number of our existing members over on the site, and also from a personal need as well, to ensure that we're always in a position to be able to find the matches on Betfair in order to match the particular strategies. Now, unless you've been on the moon or taken a trip away for a very long time, then you won't fail to know what Betting System Notes is all about. But just in case, I'll just give you a quick overview. Basically, it's an online database system which allows you to store notes, documentation, information, strategies, that sort of thing online, so they're always available at your fingertips every time you go online in order to either place bets or actually carry out trades. We also preloaded the site with 13 free proven profitable strategies. These were created by the guys over at tradingfootball.eu, and we've been using them for all of last season and before that as well. So they're all proven strategies in their own right, and these come actually free and available with the software. Now, one of the things that was becoming not necessarily an issue, but we thought to make everyone's life easier, was basically to be able to match the strategies that we had with the matches that were going to be played on a particular day. If you've looked at the Betfair in-play card, on a typical Saturday or Sunday when the season's up in full swing, then you'll see a very long list that you're scrolling down, and in order to try and identify the games to the particular strategies, whilst it can be done, obviously your time could be far better spent doing other research before you start the trades. What we were finding, we were spending as much time actually going through and picking possible selections than we were actually using to go and do our own research on things like goals, the stats analysis, team information, that sort of thing, which is all important part of the of picking the games that you're actually going to trade. So this is very much designed as a time saver tool, and also just to initially point you in the right direction so that you can find games that you may be interested in trading on, so you know which games are actually coming up that could fit the particular strategies that we've got within the site, and also just so you can tailor your own trading timetable around what's actually going on. There's no point finding a fantastic matchup in software to the particular strategies and games that are going on, only to find that you're not going to be around to be able to trade it. So you can pretty much start a timetable around what you want to actually do. But anyway, enough of me waffling on. I'm sure you want to see it. As we say, the software here has been in test over the last month or so, but obviously we've been running very much in pre-season, so we've had to tweak the markets down quite a lot, or the searches down quite a lot, to take into account the lack of volume and liquidity in the markets themselves. So we are currently in the process of just tweaking the settings up on the software to bring in the recommended liquidity values which we're going to be using when the season is fully up in full swing. So here we go. We're obviously logged into the site here. We've clicked on the MarketMatcher tab, and again, this is, as you say, sort of in final beta testing type version. We've got a little bit more to add to this, some help screens, and perhaps make it look a little bit more sexier if you like. But this is the basic core of the tool that you're going to get, because the important stuff is what it outputs, not necessarily how it particularly looks. Okay, so what you'll see up here is we've got the option, and then we'll talk about the searches that you can actually do in a second. A help page, which will obviously be populated with things like this video, and also the other instructions as well. And you'll see here that we've got some preset strategies. So people who are already part of the Betting System Notes site, or indeed the tradingfootball.eu site, will be very familiar with these. These are the most common profitable strategies which are actually out there running live today, being used every day of the week by the members of the respective sites and making them very very healthy profits as well. So we've got some of our old favourites there, the Adster Aperitif and Clint, a couple of new ones as well that have appeared, the Homer, which we're very excited about for this season, and we've got a guy on board, Andy, who's actually the author of this particular one, who's going to be assisting us over the coming season with making everyone a profit from that as well. So you can see here we can select the strategies that we're actually interested in. Some people do have their own favourites, so we might only ever want to deal with Adster Aperitifs, for example, because that's our particular strategy that we're familiar with and we enjoy trading. So we'd select that and we can search for just games on there. But for the purpose of this demo, let's just select them all. And here we've got a liquidity setting. Now generally within the software, and we may well again take this off once the season's up and running, we would just use the recommended, and that's basically the recommended amount of volume that needs to be in the market that's already been traded on the particular markets that are relevant to the strategy before the game is actually traded. Again, there's lots of discussion about what those figures should be, but we're taking them from the horse's mouth, from the professionals, the guys who wrote the strategy, so that's why it's in there. But we have provided this override figure because what we were finding pre-season, we can't actually show all the information, because there weren't a lot of liquid markets. Again, it's picking up now. We've had some Champions League and Europa League football, and we've obviously got the start of the Football League as well, and Bundesliga from Friday. So that's going to pick up, and we can pretty much drop back to the standard recommending settings. So we're gonna go for the recommended settings here because there should be some games today, and we're going to decide to select games within the next 24 hours. I mean, we can pick these in the run up to matches, then obviously useful to get the most up to date information, but 24 hours is fine in order what we want to show here. So we're going to hit the search button, and just off screen there, let's bring it up. Okay, and it's actually returned 3 games here. We've got the date and time, obviously the selections there. We've got a time zone here as well, which is obviously relevant to where you actually are in the world and looking at this, and it's returned 3 selections for tonight. We've got Dortmund Hamburg on the FIP strategy, Faith in Paraguay. We've got Hull Blackpool, first game in the Championship, which is coming up as a possible Clint selection, and Uruguay Cameroon in the Under-21 World Cup, which is a possible Labour draw strategy as well. So what you'll find, if we just go for the top one there, Dortmund, if we click on the actual match itself, then it will open up and it's retrieved the current market from Betfair, demonstrating to you all the relevant fields that will be relevant to this particular strategy. Obviously I'm not going to go into the full-blown strategy because that will just give it away, but again, it's fully documented within the system and included within the software. But you'll see here that we've got the common ones, match odds, all the over-under markets, and correct score as well. So again, you'll instantly see there what the current state of the market is, and obviously what's quite important here is the fact that we've got the total matched amounts within the particular market. So again, we can see if they fit within the parameters or the guidelines that we're looking to actually trade against. You can, if you want, just click on the heading there, and that will take you direct to Betfair and take you directly into that particular market. So you can just log in, get your trade set up, and off you go. Or obviously just run this alongside your standard one-click trading software, and you're already in the game and ready to actually play. So we can minimize that, we can pull down the next game there, and if we're going to go into the over-unders on the whole Blackpool game, there you go, takes us straight to the market. So we've got direct access straight into the market. So again, you see a particular price or entry point that you want, you dive straight in and actually pick that up. Okay, so that's, I think you can see there that we can, if we drop back in here now and say do an override setting, because we may, obviously in reality you wouldn't really do this, but if we click this search button, you can see it's going to bring up a hell of a lot more games, because we've turned the settings right down here. We're only looking for £100 to be matched in any particular market for it to be a possible selection. So that's going to be a hell of a lot more games to consider there. In reality, you're not going to trade a game that's only had £100 match, because you're just going to be fighting around for prices because there's no liquidity in the market. But for the purposes of testing, then we've used this for searching and proving the theory. I mean, an important point there is also that, you know, this is not some magic wand system. This is not going to suddenly, you know, produce you every game here is not going to be, you know, a profitable game, if you like, in the sense of that's going to necessarily be a profitable Clint trade. Obviously you back that up, then up we've identified Hull Blackpool there as a possible Clint selection, so we would then now go away and do our own research based around that strategy, what other things we're looking for in that particular game, you know, taking into a lot of other factors, you know, previous meetings of the clubs, you know, current form, but obviously we're right at the start of the season, so we've got to tread extra carefully as well there. Yeah, again, you know, the fact it can be a bit of a silly season as well at the start, so we'd urge everyone at this time of year to really be going in with minimal stakes as well. You know, also information about team news and any other factors that you use to build up your own analysis of the games. You know, this very much is a searching tool to cut down. You know, you can see there on a, you know, if we were looking over a weekend perhaps, you know, you can see there we're going to be drilling down. There's a lot of potential games here which could be picked up on any of the strategies. Now if you imagine going through the whole Betfair card trying to pick those possibilities out, then it's going to take a hell of a lot of time, and like I say, you could be using that time much better and more productive elsewhere, looking at the looking at your own analysis and homing in on particular games that you want to get involved with. So this is really very much a time saver tool. But you can see here, and I hope you can see, that this is going to be fantastic in terms of being able to identify games that you can get involved with very quickly, jump in and be part of the profitable strategies, like I say, which are included within the site. The other one which we've got here is the custom search. Now this is very much really to allow you to do whatever you want with, and this will be very much evolved around perhaps your own particular strategies, or perhaps just your own particular analysis that you want to do again on the card. I mean, you know, for example, maybe people will have strategies perhaps based around backing or even laying home teams that are odds on, for example, in a particular market. So if we select there, we've got a home team here. Again, we've got all the popular markets that we saw on the previous screen, so we're going to look for matches here where the home team is anywhere between 1 and 1.9, so they're odds on. Okay, let's just put in £1,000 there in terms of the amount matched, and the games again for the next 24 hours. I'm going to click search there, and in the bottom of the screen. Okay, so it's bringing up quite a few selections, so we would go through each of those, and you can see there we've got each of the games there. Some of them, the liquidity is very, very low, so probably not tradable options, but again, it might not only be for trading, this might be for a particular betting strategy or something else that you've actually got. Again, it just allows you to pick out selections very quickly within the particular markets. You know, there's a lot of discussion going on as well at the moment with the trading football guys based around say the 2-1 scoreline, for example. So you know, that's, you know, being a very popular scoreline to be able to trade or to actually look at. You know, it's the most common one. It's the one where, you know, the whole markets, you know, the over under 2.5 goal market is formed based on, you know, the fact that the 2-1 scoreline is so popular. So again, you know, if you've got your own parameters, your own system sort of built around that, you know, if we were interested in actually, you know, taking games where, you know, the 2-1 scoreline was, and I'm doing this totally off the cuff, I don't know if we're going to find any matches, so let's just look for £1 there. We're looking for possible games there where we've got, you know, the 2-1 price within our acceptable guidelines. You know, that may well be a particular system that we've got set up, maybe based on loss recovery and that sort of thing. Again, whatever your own analysis of the market, but it's going to allow you to very quickly go in. If we drill down there, we can see there we've got the Hull Blackpool game there, and that falls within our parameters, so the game's shown. So I hope you can start to see the power of this particular tool. As I say, it's very early days. Obviously, it's very early days for the season as well. We're just literally hot off the press here. We've had people giving it a good test. We've tested it very much ourselves as well over the last few weeks. We're delighted with the outcome, and a big credit to the developer who's assisted us with all the work on this. We're not stopping there. We've got ideas already for the next version as well, but at the moment, we're going to be using this as sort of the bedrock in terms of selecting matches to be able to go in and trade on. And as I say, if you're on the betting system notes site now, then you've got access to this instantly. Obviously, if you're not, you join and you'll have access to it as well. Like I say, we're doing a few final tweaks or whatever. We just want all this fully operational, up and running and ready to go in its total form for the beginning of the Premiership, which is obviously next weekend, the 13th of August. But yeah, it's an excellent opportunity just to have a play around with it, have a look at it. We've already found some games which we probably wouldn't otherwise have found, and actually if you look on the home page of the site, you'll see that we've already made some profits just in testing it, again from games that perhaps we wouldn't have ordinarily picked up. So again, that's good sign here. You'll see some other games that perhaps would have passed us by. We've got an Adster Aperitif which it turned up and we traded that. Bucharest Gang there, and these are all, again, we were using minimal stakes here on these particular games because it was pre-season. You'll see the liquidity was very sort of low in any of the markets really. This is all in play stuff here, so again, it's really showing you the power of the actual tool there. One other thing I will say as well is that this is very much a pre-match analysis and pre-match trade finder, so in the sense that as soon as the games go in play on the next cycle of the update of the odds, then the games will disappear off the list. It's not designed as a way of monitoring games that are in play. I mean, possibly there will be an in-play version in the future, but at the moment it is very much just to get yourself lined up and in a position ready to get your trades in, and then obviously play those trades out during the matches against the particular strategies that you've actually got, or indeed the ones that we actually provide within the software. So you've got your normal trading tools and your strategies for that. This is purely to identify the matches which could be used and getting set up ready pre-kick-off, and then once the game's underway, then you're into trading the game in your normal way. So it's not an in-play tool. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But we're delighted with the outcome. I think it's going to be fantastic. We've got lots of ideas as well for adding to this. But the best news of all, if you're on betting system notes, it's free. It's there. It's for there to use. We're looking for feedback as well, because that's what allows us to develop the product further as well. So yeah, get yourself over to www.bettingsystemnotes.com. Pick up MarketMatcher and happy trading. Okay, I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye.